Okay, so welcome to GoblinTraders.net and the official Destroy Target Permanent YouTube channel. As you can see, this draft has already been completed. It's because I forgot to hit record. So we're going to play through the games here. Red-Black Party kind of deck. Did get a Leyline Tyrant pretty late. I haven't had a chance to play with that card, so we'll kind of see how it goes. I don't think it fits the theme of, or the game plan of the deck that we have going right now, but we'll see. So we have an okay hand. We can keep this. We have a removal spell, and then various 3-drops. Didn't get a lot of the Cleric synergies to kind of go with the Marauding Blight Priest, unfortunately, but it's still a good card. So can't complain too much. Probably going to go with the Expedition Champion here. It just blocks better, blocks the Fisher Wizard better. So, okay, Numana Mystic, or Umara Mystic, jeez. So we play Marauding Blight Priest, and we're just going to pass the turn. Would like to try to get the Skydancer out before we cast the Blood Priest. Well, not that it matters now, but we definitely have the opportunity. Actually, I think we're going to wait on that because we can feed the Swarm here. We'll just pass, play Skydancer on instep, and then if we draw a land, we can kick the Scorch Rider. So let's see. Oh, messed that up. So see, actually, let's just go ahead, play the Skydancer, and play the Blood Priest, drain for 3. And we're going to go ahead and get in for 2. Because if they want to attack, like Blood Priest here has already done its business. We have, I can't think of what the card's called. The 1-mana black spell that can return creatures from the graveyard, so we can go that route. We're going to Mind Drain our opponent here. This is kind of a surprising card that I really hadn't anticipated playing in this format, but it's actually been quite good. And let's just go ahead and get in with the team. Okay. We can synchronize spellcraft that. I'm sorry, I just realized that our opponent's name is Malibu's Most Wanted. Oh, Jace is nice. A little higher on that Jace than most other people, though, I think. And it's for this interact. Well, thought they were going to draw a card there. I do like the when you kick it, you can draw a card and go that route, but let's go ahead, spellcraft the attack here. I imagine they block. Okay. Now we do have Blood Chief Search to get rid of whichever Jace is actually left. They can get rid of the creature with this, but Molten Blast isn't necessarily the most efficient spell, so Not necessarily too concerned about that. So now I think we do kick the Scorch Rider. They may have a counterspell. And this is lethal if they don't have anything. And there we go. And that is probably a very good example as to why most people aren't high on Jace. You can kind of just ignore it. You need to be fairly far ahead to kind of abuse it, I guess, is the word that I'm thinking of here. And it's like, yeah, not the worst Jace, but not the best Jace. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Okay. Not bad for the first game. As you can see, like I said, we did start out much more heavy into the party synergies, and it kind of tapered off later in the draft. Trying to stay hydrated. Okay, so this is an interesting hand because we have a number of 2-drops. We have the Blight Priest, which is very nice to try to get into, and we have Blood Chief's Thirst. See, our opponent's on the play. I think this is okay. Scorch Rider isn't exactly what we wanted to see in our first draw, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and play the Skulker. Ravager's Mace has been quite good in this deck, in my experience. Of course, we need a land to cast it. See, I think here we actually get rid of the Scorch Rider. It was the only warrior that we had in our hand for the party synergies and the Ravager's Mace, but I think that's okay. Having a party count of 3 is pretty decent, so let's go ahead and try to get the Ravager's Mace down. I think we'll attach it to the Expedition Skulker. I would rather them kill that because we don't have as many wizards, but we do have a few rogues. Sure. So I'd definitely rather hold on to that. Sure. Let's go ahead and get the Blight Priest down. Attack for 2. Of course, depending on our draw, I do think that we're just going to Blood Priest here. It's just for 2, but this kind of amps it up a little bit, which is nice. Let's go ahead and get him for 3. They may have the Living Tempest, so sure, if they want to block, that's fine. Same way before, we can synchronize Spellcraft that next turn. No big deal. Sure. I was wondering, they were considering the Ravager's Mace for a minute, and that would have been surprising to me. And we also have the Feed the Swarm for the Journey to Oblivion, which is kind of nice to get an extra creature. So let's go ahead and do that just to get another creature on the battlefield. We have a life to spare right now. We'll go ahead and get the Robofort down. It wasn't a card that I was necessarily happy to play, but giving all of my creatures haste is quite beneficial. So let's see, what do you bounce here? Blight Priest, okay. So now, the beneficial thing here, let's do this. I kind of like this. So now when I attack with the Blood Priest, they're going to have to block. They don't have a choice. Again, I probably could have done a thing where I wait, attack, see if they take 2, and go that route. But I imagine in that scenario against a red-based deck that we are, they're going to block, just on the off chance that we have Roiling Eruption, which unfortunately we didn't see any of in the draft, so we didn't have an opportunity to pick those up. But we did get plenty of removal. We have a Deadly Alliance. We have the Feed the Swarm and a couple Blood Chief's Thirst that you've already seen. So, and we're just churning right through them. Let's see. Well, this isn't realistically a hand that I think we should keep. Like, we do have the mountain for the 1-drop, but then we're not casting anything until we find a swamp. Okay, I think this is better. We did the Blood Beckoning. That's what the card is. So we can go Expedition Champion, and then we have a Thundering Spark Mage to follow up with later. I don't like the Mind Drain this early in the game, so we'll probably just pass it off. I also don't care to just get like the minimal damage out of a Spark Mage early in the game if I have a Blood Beckoning to bring it back later. Definitely don't like my opponent having a Lotus Cobra this early. That can accelerate their game planning fairly quickly. So, oh wow. Felidar Retreat's not good for us, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and play the Spark Mage. Kill the Cobra. Oh, this is going to be rough. Really need that Feed the Swarm, because I imagine they make a 2-2 here. Yeah, definitely need to Feed the Swarm. That's rough. And now they're going to get 2 more. Oh, man. Oh, this is a beating. I imagine you make 2/2/2s, but maybe you make like a 2/2 and give them all counters so that way they can block profitably. Oh, man. I think we have to attack. I don't like it. Oh. Okay, well then we can flash in the Sky Dancer to block one of them. We can use a Spellcraft next turn to take care of it that way. Probably just Spellcraft on Gnarly Colony, actually. Oh, man. This is rough. What, they have Vigilance too? Oh, boy. I don't realistically think there's a way for us to come back and win this game, but we'll see. I mean, we can maybe limp across the finish line here. This does do a 4 damage. So if we can draw a land. Huh. That's interesting. sure. Oh, man. Okay. I think we have to block like that. Oh, okay. So there was no way to survive that. Like what we could have done next turn was blood beckoning, drain again with the blood priest, and then hopefully survive to spellcraft mount. But man, Felidar retreat is ridiculous. Next game. Alright. Yeah, we can keep this couple removal spells. Skulker into a Ravager's Mace. Which, of course, we want to draw more creatures to fill out our party to make the mace better. But it's alright right now. Just the Song Mad Treachery, okay. So let's go ahead and play the Skulker. See kind of what comes our way here. Grotag Bugcatcher. Well, let's just go ahead and kill that. Get in for 2. Let's see. Okay. And another Bugcatcher. Okay. Let's attack, see which one they... I'm sure... I imagine they block with the Blight Blade. Oh. Let's just get rid of the Bugcatcher. And we'll go ahead and play the Mace. It does kind of telegraph that we had something in our hand that we may have used during combat, but we don't. So, can definitely be a lot worse. May regret it later on, but I'm going to go ahead and use this Feed the Swarm. I don't want to trade off my Expedition Skulker for a 1/1 Death Touch. Whereas this does give... Oh, wait. This gives Menace. Well. Could have just... not. But oh well. We'll drain for 2. Also increases the damage output from our Skulker. And we'll pass the turn. Okay. What do you got, opponent? Kazandu Stomper. Song Mad Treachery is a nice one. Okay, well, this does allow us to trade for the Stomper if they want. Obviously, that is what we're going to trade for. Actually, we're not going to attach right now because they have the Song Mad Treachery. Oh, wait, let's see. Actually, we'll just go ahead and attach it. Because if they use all of their mana for the Song Mad Treachery and we draw any other party creature besides a wizard or a cleric, we just kill them. Assuming they attack with the Tangled Florahedron, which I don't imagine they will. I do think that Song Mad Treachery is a very good card. I don't think they can afford to play it here. Let's see. Opponent's in the tank a little bit. Okay, let's just go ahead and attack. Removal spell. Wow. Oh, Spikefield Hazard. That's nice. That's a bummer. Now we definitely need a creature. Should have thought about Spikefield Hazard. That was not one that was on my mind. Oh, not like this. Whoa, man, just Akum Warriors for day. Oh, nice. Definitely gives us the opportunity that any creature we top deck can be a lethal threat, depending on what creature that is. Just have to see here. That does present the question to our opponent, do they attack with both warriors? And I guess the answer is yes. We're not going to block. Really doesn't benefit us to block. Man, I'm telling you, I'm really eating my words every time I talk trash about the red-green decks in this format, because I'm just really not a fan of them. Let's see, so I take 9. Let's see. I think I have to block. I would like to keep it to give my creature haste, but this gives us a tiny bit of a buffer. Well, and that's the game. Oh man, that Spikefield Hazard was a blowout. Okay. Okay. Mythic. And let's keep going. I think this is a good hand. Let's go with it. Let's see. Our opponent had the best kind of Akum Hellhound. Just turn 1. Do they not have another land? That's strange. Again, we have the Blood Beckoning in our deck, so I don't care to run out the Blood Priest. Sure. And we'll trade it for the Relic Robber. I'll go ahead and play the Blight Priest. Pass the turn. We'll take 2. Is our opponent mono red? Okay. Tormenting voice. Okay. So we can Blood Chief's Thirst here. And we can flash in the Sky Dancer next turn and then throwing Spark Mage down the Teeter Peak Ambusher. It also sets up our Drainus Silencer to be quite good in the late game. Sure. Oh, red-white. Okay. Sure. We'll take 5. Sky Dancer. So if they play a creature and we draw a land, we can drain a Silencer for -4. Well, we can also just do this. And feed the Swarm. Okay. That's game. I mean, as you can see, when our deck works, it really works. Okay. Oh, come on. On to the next one. Waiting for our opponent. I haven't had nearly as much time to draft. I've been like fully entrenched in Commander. I think this is okay. Assuming our opponent doesn't come straight out the gates and just beat us down, should be alright. Okay. Opponent is green-white, Gnarly Colony, okay. Makes me want to play Expedition Champion first. Oh, well, that is a thing, I guess. Well, let's go ahead and play the Blight Priest then, if we can't block it anyway. Let's try to build up our party count. Maybe get a big drain off of Malakir Blood Priest. Sure. Super weird timing, but okay. So I think what we'll do here is we'll just go ahead and play the Scorch Rider. So that gives us a warrior, and then next turn we can go Fisher Wizard into Blood Priest. Okay. So let's see what our opponent actually has going on here. Canopy Baloth. +2/+2. Okay, that's actually nice. So let's go Fisher Wizard. I think we'll discard the Mind Drain. And then we're going to Malakir Blood Priest. We're going to attack with both simply because it's a trade either way. Like they can block in such a way to not trade. And then next turn, we can play this kicked and get back both of those creatures. So that's nice. Sure. Can block 2 or less. Okay. Well, actually, I think what I'm going to do is attack with the Blood Priest. Sure. Play the Expedition Champion. And we're just going to pass the turn. So Prowling Felidar, okay. So it becomes a 3/4. Well, we'll just go ahead and get rid of that. And I think at this point we just attack with both. Because like we're going to get back some number of creatures. I'm not entirely sure which creatures, but sure. So let's kick it. We're definitely going to get back Blood Priest. And I think we get back Fisher Wizard. So let's play Fisher Wizard. Actually, I don't think we're going to do anything because this is a rogue for our party count. Sure. Nice. Okay, so we play Skulker. Play Blight Priest. Train for 4. We're going to go ahead and kill the Stomper. It's going to hurt. Then we get him for 4. They go to 3. And then even if they have 1 creature, we still win. If they have 2, then we'll go back to the drawing board. But So let's see. Okay. Alright. The power of Blood Beckoning plus Blight Priest. On to the next one. This is okay. Not super thrilled to have both creatures I have both be warriors, but it happens. May actually use this Feed the Swarm on the crab. Just because we're going to be using our mana fairly efficiently over the next couple turns. So we lost 2 removal spells, which is unfortunate. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the Ravager's Mace. If they want to counter this, that's fine. Okay. So next turn we can play Fisher Wizard to give a bit more of a buff to the Flame Blade Charger. So let's see. Okay. Huh. So let's play the Fisher Wizard. Discard the mountain. Attack. Sure. Sure. Not bad. So now what we can do is we have the opportunity to either reattach Ravager's Mace, or we can play the Expedition Champion and next turn Mind Drain. Sure. Which, in the light of drawing this Blight Priest, I think we're just going to Expedition Champion and then Blight Priest. Blood Priest, sorry. See if they want to trade. They do not. So next turn we can either attach Ravager's Mace to one of our creatures or Mind Drain. I think a big part of that is based off of what our opponent does. So then playing the Skulker definitely makes me want to attach this. And I actually think I'm just going to attack with everybody. Like if they want to block the Blood Priest, they have to double block it. So they can either take 5 or save 4. Sure. Okay. Wasn't necessarily thinking about spell shield, but okay. Sure. Now the upside in this scenario is Mind Drain's going to empty their hand. I'll pass the turn. Oh, well, that's nice. Okay, we need something. Oh, that's something. Sure. Okay, this is going to be close. So they can activate this once. Well, I mean, the ability isn't super relevant. It could be if they decide to kill it. But just a 4-mana 4/4 flyer is quite good, obviously. Like, I don't think they can attack. They just lose by attacking. So, well, okay. And that gets us through for lethal. Come on, opponent. Okay. Train kept rolling. Decks performed quite well. I initially didn't have too high of hopes because a lot of the party synergies didn't come together. Would have liked to get a couple more of certain creature types. I think I just have 2 rogues and 1 wizard. So, oh no, I have 2 wizards. The Thundering Spark Mage. So that would have been nice to have a little bit more of a density of various creatures. But I think that's okay. Come on, opponent. There we go. Okay. Well, we have to mulligan this because we can Deadly Alliance way late in the game, but everything else just isn't castable. This is okay. We'll put back a Fisher Wizard. We can use it to ditch something that we don't need. Probably lands at this point. Okay, so we'll Fisher Wizard, ditch a mountain. Or not. Okay. Sure. I think this is a really weird card for me because you're doing two completely different things. I don't know. Just seems odd. Okay. Okay. Not entirely sure what the opponent could have here. Pass the turn. I mean, mill two? Okay. Okay. Play the Sky Dancer. Milieu. Maybe. Nice to have gotten rid of the Low Mage's Domination. The cards are rough. Sure. So we're just going to attack. The Spark Mage doesn't really do anything on this board. If they play a creature that I can effectively remove with it, then we'll go that route. But okay, so we're up to 5 cards in the graveyard. I would really like to find a second swamp just to have this Blood Chief's Thirst kind of in our back pocket to get rid of the Relic Golem. Okay. Whoa. Sure. We'll just play the Scorch Rider and get in for 2. So this does allow us to kill a 4-power creature, right? Oh, no. Because it's Scorch Rider's a warrior as well. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and play the Spark Mage. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Actually, we'll attack with the Scorch Rider if they want to block with it. Okay. That does alleviate some of the pressure coming from their side. We have 6, so if they mill 2, they will be able to attack with the Golem next turn. So let's see. If they attack with both, we can drain for 4 and attack for 4. So we're going to go no blocks. Sure. That's actually nice. Well, we have to play this. No blocks. I actually think that this is going to be a rough one to get out of, because they're going to attack with all 3, and we have to block the 2 biggest ones. Actually, no, we don't. Hold on. We can block here and block here. We take 5, go to 2. Well, that doesn't help. Yep. And that's game. Yeah, not finding the second swamp is really what hindered our game there. Would have been able to play the Blood Chief's Thirst earlier in the game and then had the Deadly Alliance later, but the opponent played well. Not a bad performance for the deck. So we went 5 and 3. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the deck since we did miss the drafting process. So nothing too insane. I did like the Mind Drain. The Rubble Fort was okay. Spark Mage and Tyrant were fantastic. Removal spells are always great, of course. A couple cards that didn't make it. Sometimes I don't care to play the Highborn Vampire just to get another warrior in there. We do have a second Drain of Silencer and one of my favorite cards, Pyroclastic Hellion. But we have 0 landfall interactions, so I was kind of leaning more toward into the party stuff. We also had 3 Akum Hellhounds, which I'm not a fan of. A Cleansing Wildfire, which was consideration, and Roiling Vortex, which was a very late pick and was never going to make the deck anyway. But thank you all for hanging out. Make sure and check out goblintraders.net. Articles, arena tournaments, and sealed product. Use DTP5 at checkout for 5% off your Magic sealed product. And give us a like, subscribe down below. And until next time, good luck. I hope you lose.